All right, cool. We are all set. All right, girls, as always, if you have any questions or thoughts, sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable here. Please type them in the chat box so that way we can address them at the end. Or Dawn, please don't do that because you're driving. Just I'll open it up at the end and you can say, hey, I have a question, okay? So tonight we're going to be talking about sharing the coaching opportunity, okay? And the reason I feel that this is a really good time for this is because we have several coaches who are really starting to dive into their business, start taking action, start working a little bit, and growing our team is one of the ways that we build an income with this business. We are going to be doing that 24-hour push to Emerald next Monday in place of our team call. So I want you to start using these tools that I'm going to give you tonight and start implementing them when you make your posts. So you're gearing up that conversation. You're gearing up that thought process of sharing the coaching opportunity, sharing your journey with people who are watching you on social media, and start of giving those jabs, okay? Start putting that in because we attract what we put out there, you guys, okay? If we are always complaining and putting out negative stuff and always down on ourselves, what do we attract? We attract negative, right? We attract the complainers. And people are like, oh yeah, I can't stand that either, and blah, 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 right? When we share about positive things, we attract people who enjoy that positive thinking and who are like, yes, like I love that, or, you know, just have those positive vibes as well. So when we're thinking about growing our business, sharing about challenge groups, sharing about our progress as far as our transformation, those things are going to help us attract challengers, which is a good thing because we want to help people create health and wellness in their own life. But we also need to think about sharing about the coaching opportunity in different ways. And I'm going to talk about those different ways tonight so that way we start attracting people who want to be a part of the community, who maybe need a little bit of extra income, who are dreamers, who want to have more purpose in life, who want to be workers and build their own business, okay? We want to put that out there so that we're starting to attract that to us to build our business more than just through challenge groups, okay? So 2 things that I would like for you to do is create 2 different lists, okay? The first list is words that coaching mean to you. What does coaching mean to you? Make a list of all the things that coaching, when you think of coaching, what does it mean to you, okay? And the second one is, what has coaching done for you, okay? What things come to mind? Is it community? Is it friendship? Is it feeling empowered? Is it positive energy? Is it health? Is it happiness? What are the things that you think of when you think of starting this coaching journey? You might not be where you want to be yet. That's not what this is about. This is about what has this done for you? What has this made you excited for in life again? Has it allowed you to start dreaming again? Has it allowed you to make time for yourself to do something for you? What are those things? Okay, that's what we want to create those lists from. So you're going to create those lists because those are the things when you're like, oh, I don't know what to talk about today, or I don't know what to post about, or I don't know what to share about. You go back to that list and you start going, okay, I'm going to talk about the community today. Or I'm going to talk about how I've created wonderful friendships since joining this coaching opportunity. Okay, it gives you things to kind of have that inspiration in your mind on what you want to talk about, what you want to share, and makes you think a little bit deeper, okay? It gives you a topic. And my friend Allison, who is going to help run that 24-hour push to Emerald next Monday, actually had a really, really brilliant idea when we were talking to kind of plan that out last week. And she's created her list, and each week she's going to showcase a topic. So that way she's not jumping around a whole lot with different topics and kind of confusing her following. She's going to one week talk about how this opportunity has allowed her to travel and showcase all the different travelings that she's been able to do. Maybe she's reflecting back on going on a trip or whatever, but she's going to take a week and showcase traveling. And then the next week, in her jab post, she's going to showcase being able to stay at home and work from home. Can you see how, like, if you were trying to post those like one day after the other, how that might be like, wait a minute, she was just talking about traveling and now she's talking about staying at home, how that might be kind of confusing to a follower. So she's going to take a topic each week and showcase that. So I thought that that was a brilliant idea. So that's just kind of an add-on to that. But I thought that that was a really good idea. So all the different things, so you know what you're kind of talking about, because we can't write a book in every single post. But we want to share our story and we want to be genuine. So maybe just breadcrumbing little pieces of each topic and different things that have changed for you with each topic is a really good idea to create little jabs throughout the week. Okay. So I have a few tips that we're going to talk about tonight to help you showcase a little bit more about the coaching opportunity. So that way you can start sharing your story and attracting those who maybe want something that gives them purpose, maybe wants to dream a little bit more, maybe wants to be their own boss. Okay, all of those different things. So our connections start before the conversations. Okay, we build our trust with our followers through our posts, right? They get to see who we are a little bit and build that trust through our posts on social media. So there's 3 different ways that we can share our story, okay? I know many of us think about our physical transformation and our progress, and if we're staying on track with food and we're staying on track with our workouts, but there's so many different aspects to our story that we're kind of doing ourselves and our followers a disservice by only making it one-sided, okay? So there's 3 different pieces of your story. 1, yes, is your fitness journey, okay? Your progress, how you're doing your workouts, you're doing your fitness, your nutrition, all of that. The second piece of your story is your business story. And that might seem a little scary for some of you to put that out there, but the scary is real, right? And it also makes us more accountable. What are your goals for this business? I don't do it all the time because it's scary for me too, but there are times that I put very vulnerable, real posts out there of where I am in this business, where I want to go, and where I'm already going. So you can share your business story too, and you should be sharing that journey. You might be a baby coach. You might just be starting. You might be hitting the reset button and refocusing, but what are your goals? Put that out there. Share that with people. Share that you're scared if you're scared. And that this is a really exciting adventure, but you're putting yourself out there and you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. But it also greatly excites you because of X, Y, and Z. And you know that you might not be there yet, but you know that you're going to wherever your goals are. Okay? Be open with that. Share what you want this business to be. Share the possibility. And you guys, you have to believe it. If you are just dipping your toe in and think this could be successful, it's not going to happen. We have to believe 100% that as long as we are showing up, that we are going to be successful in this business. Okay? And that has to come across in your posts. Otherwise, people aren't ever going to believe us. And I'm not saying that you should lie and say that you're making all this money. It's not about the money. It's about the fact that you're daring to dream bigger than what you have and what most people dare to do in life. And you know that you're going to get there because you have the support system, you have the community, you have the tools, and you have the drive to do it. So it's sharing all of those pieces of your story. And then the third part of your story is your personal life, your personal journey, okay? It's not just about the business, and it's not just about your fitness. What's changing for you? Are your relationships at home better? Do you have more confidence? Are you happier? All of those things matter, and all of those things change our lives, right? So your 3 pieces of your story is your fitness journey, your business journey, and your personal journey, okay? To showcase all 3 pieces of that. We want to talk about being genuine, being real. We talk about being bold and being us. We are not going to be for everyone, you guys. So the people pleaser in us has to go away. because we're just not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that's okay, right? That's okay. We're all different people for a very good reason, to make this world go round, okay? So we're not going to be for everyone. People are going to think that we're crazy. And guess what? The people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. So crazy is okay. A little bit of crazy is okay. It means you're being bold enough to do something that that person's afraid to do. Okay? Has nothing to do with you. So don't let the objections or the people that are fearful or unsure or afraid themselves hold you back from your life's goals. Okay? Talk about objections. What are some of the objections that you had before you became a coach, or maybe before you joined a challenge group? What are objections that you hear? Do you hear about money objections? Do you hear about the time objection? Address those in a post. You know, when I first started as a coach, I just was doing it for the discount. We didn't have the money to really do it, but I knew that I needed to have Shakeology, so I was all in. So I saved up the money, right? Share little pieces of your story. What was something that held you back? Make a list of all of those things, the objections that you're hearing or the objections that you personally had, and say, use that feel, felt, found. This is how I felt when I started, but what I have found is, okay, so that you can address publicly. You're not just telling somebody behind the scenes your story, which you have to do too, because we have to build that relationship with people. But you're addressing it publicly so that they see that you're telling everyone, hey, I understand that time is an objection, but guess what? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. We're all busy. We're all being pulled 10,000 different directions, but we make a priority, or we make what is important to us a priority. Money objections. Guarantee y'all have the latest iPhone or Android or whatever with flat screen TVs, in several different rooms of your house, but you won't invest in your health. So it's kind of calling it out and saying what it is and being real, okay? What were your objections, and what objections do you hear most often? We want to narrow our focus and be authentic, okay? We are not going to be everyone's cup of tea. We already talked about that. But we shouldn't be casting this incredibly wide net to talk to everyone. We need to talk to people who are like us, okay? Alicia, you're probably not going to make a post about how stressful it is being a mom because you're not a mom yet. So your market is not the busy mom. Sure, will you have some moms in your group and people who follow you and are attracted to you? Absolutely. Just like I have single girls who are still in college who are attracted to my journey. We're going to attract those people because there's something that's common there. There's some sort of common interest or liking that they have with us, and that's okay. But you want to really talk to the person who you were, the person who you are now, or the person that you are going to be, the person that you are working to become, okay? Because that is who is going to connect to you and your story, okay? So think about that. Be authentic and talk to your tribe. The way that we attract our tribe is by talking to them, is being genuine and authentic, okay? The next tip is, are you consistent? And are you predictable? You want to make sure that you're showing up and you're being consistent on a very regular basis. You guys, social media has changed so much and it's constantly changing. But right now, you can grow a very successful business on 1 to 2 posts a day and doing a story on Instagram, 3 to 5 stories a day, which takes 0 time. 0 time. They are so quick because it's just a picture or a 15-second blurb. So the social media posting where we used to have to time it out and do 3 to 5 posts a day and make sure we had all this content, that's not the way that social media works now. So we need to make sure that we're posting at least once a day and we're being consistent. We want to change things up so we're not predictable. Do we want to be reliable? Yes, we want to be reliable, that we're being consistent, we're showing up, and we're providing value. But we also want to make sure that we're giving different content. It's not mundane. Does that make sense? It's not, oh, it's Monday, she's making another post about whatever. We're changing it up enough, or that we're not always using a transformation post, or we're not always doing the same angled selfie. Okay? We want to make sure that we're changing it up to grab people's attention, because we don't want to become white noise. We want to be consistent, but we don't want to be predictable. Okay? Be intentional with your tone. So that kind of pairs back to speaking to your tribe. Be intentional with who you're speaking to. Okay? Talking to that person who you were, who you are, or where you're going. And most of the time, you guys, the people that we're going to be working with and that are attracted to us are usually 2 steps behind where we are right now. Because they've seen us overcome. They've watched us push through that barrier, and they're like, okay, I want to get to where she is now. Okay? So be intentional with your tone and who you're speaking to when you're creating your posts. Be authentic and be convicted. Do not be ashamed to be you. We are all different for a very good reason. So embrace what makes you different. Don't copy other coaches. Use them for inspiration, but don't try to duplicate or be them. Be you, okay? Remember we talked about last week, you're the secret sauce. So embrace what makes you different, okay? And share that. And be authentic to who you are, okay? And my last tip is follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up, you guys. Follow up. People get busy. People forget. It's not the forefront of their mind like it is for us when it's our business. Okay? Follow up. You are not a burden. And if you feel like you're a burden, say, hey, girl, I don't want to bother you, but you had mentioned that you were interested in X, Y, and Z, and I just wanted to make sure you didn't miss out on this group. If you feel that way, say it. But you're not a burden. You're doing your job. But another thing that I really love, and I've always done this, or I've at least done this for a really long time, but they said it in their presentation. This was Danielle Natoni and Melissa McAllister, and I just love Danielle Natoni. But she said, give them permission to have ghosted you. A lot of times people don't respond because they feel bad that they've ghosted you. They've seen you message them a couple times, and they're like, shit, I haven't replied to her, and they feel awful for it because nobody wants to be ignored. So something like I would say is, hey girl, I know you're probably really busy. Life gets crazy. We've been super busy, and I'll kind of explain how life has been for us. I don't want to be a bother to you, but I just wanted to double check with you that, to see if you were still in with us girls for this upcoming group. Have you had a chance to think about it? Did you see the last message that I sent? Something like that. Give them permission to have ghosted you, okay? And I also will oftentimes say, if now is not a good time for you, I totally understand, and it's perfectly fine. Would you like me to keep you updated for upcoming groups? So another way is you're giving them a way out, okay? You're building that trust so that they know, okay, she's not just pushing for a sale. She really genuinely is trying to build that friendship with me, okay? So don't be afraid to give them permission for ignoring you. Don't take it personally if they ignore you. Do you know how many times I've been ignored? For real. Like, so many times. So many times. A girl that shared on our call, I can't think of her name right now. She's one of April McDonald's coaches. She said that April had reached out to her, and she would always comment on April's stuff that she was ready to join. April would give her all the information. She'd go through the whole conversation. Every single time she got the link, she bailed and ghosted her for however long at a time. And then she'd come back around. She eventually signed as a coach and is rocking her business. So just be patient and know that it's nothing against you. It is nothing that you have done wrong. It's just they're not ready, okay? So that's one of the reasons that we have to be consistent in building our business, because if you just keep circling through the same 10, 20, 30 people every single month and they keep telling you no, guess what you're going to do? You're going to be frustrated and burnt out, and you're not going to feel like you're making any progress. Okay? So that's another reason it's so important to keep consistent. But remember that we want to start sharing more about the coaching opportunity through our journey. So it's not like you're doing a call to action all the time saying, if you want to join my team, comment below. But you're just giving a little, that got you, didn't, Dawn? You're like, yeah, I'm ready, let's go. You can do a call to action like once a week, but make those little jab posts. Even in your workout posts, share, look, I've been consistent for 6.5 years because coaching, I know that people are watching. I know that my team's relying on me to lead from the front, right? So use those things to showcase why you became a coach. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're hooking people all the time, but don't forget to talk about it either. And it's something that ever since Summit that I know that I need to be better about. I need to be better about sharing more about coaching because it's changed my life. And I know that for every single one of you on this call, that the community, the friendships, the challenge groups have all changed your life. That's why you're here. So rather than feeling timid or ashamed or unsure or scared that people are going to judge you, those people aren't making your happiness and they aren't paying your bills. So don't worry about that. Okay? Just be genuine, be you, share your story, your fitness story, your business story, and your personal story, and show up. Okay? That's all it takes. I promise you, this is not hard to do. It's hard in the sense that it's hard overcoming the mental barriers, but it's not hard to create a post. It's not hard to push play. Sometimes it's hard to say no to ice cream and pizza, but you get what I'm saying. It's not hard to build, wine. Girl, I needed that earlier today. It's not hard in the sense that you can't physically do it. It's here. So affirmations, personal development, plugging into local events like Super Saturdays, plugging into the team calls every single week, even if you miss it, listening to the playback, engaging in our team, you guys. I am so excited for what is to come for the rest of this year. I'm excited for next week to do that 24-hour push to Emerald because, you guys, Emerald is, it's 2 people. It's 2 people. It's not hard. It's what? It's deciding to do it. It's committing and deciding to do it. And every single one of you can do it. I promise you, every single one of you can do it. So let's do it. Let's rewrite our story. Let's start saying those positive affirmations, okay? And if you haven't yet, I'm only in the first couple chapters, but I'm listening to, hopefully there's no kids around. I'll just spell it, UNFUCK, yourself. And it is really good. It is really good. So if you are needing something to overcome and build yourself up a little bit and get past the BS, it's a good one. It really is. So that's all I have for tonight, girls. I appreciate you being on. Does anybody have any questions? I don't see anything in the chat box. No? We good? All right, loves. Well, I will get this recording up to YouTube and get it put in the group. But work on those lists to help you create some inspiration for some posts. So it was words that coaching means to you. What are some things you think about when you think of coaching? And then the second list is, what has coaching done for you? What has changed in life for you? Okay? All right, cool. I appreciate you being on. I hope you all have a really good rest of your evening. I will talk with you all later. Bye.